the You Can Be Anything podcast. Give me a second. Let me. It's gonna take a second for it to come up. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on the You Can Be Anything podcast. I am, of course, your host, Solange Chair, So Babes. And as you all know, this is the You Can Be Anything podcast, right? This is where I come to talk about the fact that we really can be anything we want to be. And when I talk about you can be anything, it doesn't just have to do with us adults. It also has to do with our kids, right? We have to be able to encourage these kids that they can achieve their biggest, their most I don't know, whatever they want to achieve in this life. And so today on the podcast, I'm bringing to you, if you look at the topic of the podcast, it says we're celebrating young authors. And so today on the podcast with me, as you can see, I have the lovely Chloe here with me. Chloe is a young author, and I invited her to the You Can Be Anything podcast to come and share her story because, in as much as she's a little girl, she can be able to inspire you who has been procrastinating for so long and maybe following what she shares with us today, listening to her, you'll be able to take that imagination, you'll be able to take that project that you've been thinking of, that you've been procrastinating on, and actually bring it to life. So, hey, if you join us, kindly click the share button, give us some hearts while we talk through this. All right. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Mommy. So,
thank you for joining me on the You Can Be Anything podcast. How are you doing today?
I am doing good.
Thank you. So, once again, who is Chloe? What can you tell the people that listen to your mommy's podcast about yourself? Who would you say Chloe Paris is? Who are you?
I am Chloe Paris. I am 7 years old, and I am in first grade.
Awesome. So this is Chloe Paris. Tell us your full name. I think some people want to hear your last name too.
I'm Chloe Paris B. Ntembo.
Awesome. So today on the podcast, we have Chloe Paris B. Ntembo. And Chloe, as she said, she's 7 years old and she is in first grade. Do you know why you're on Mommy Soul's podcast today?
Because I made a book.
Oh, yes, she wrote a book because Chloe is a young author. And as I say, we have to celebrate these little ones. We have to be able to encourage them to do more. I was amazed the day I visited, and her daddy, her father, brought this paper out and told me, like, hey, let me show you what Chloe has been up to. And the father said, this is a book that Chloe has written, and his wish is that this book would actually become something that we can put out there for other kids to see. And being who I am, I was like, yay, this is amazing. And so I did my best to encourage that idea. And today we are sitting here with a published author, and pick up your book and show them. Tell us a little bit about the book.
It's about Zoey.
So turn the back of the book and make it visible. Mm-hmm.
And I wrote this book because I sometimes misplace my doll's clothes. So, and my name is almost close to Zoey. So I did
Stop spinning the book. Just leave it like that. Hold it like that. Okay. You were talking about your name. Why the name Zoey? Why did you choose the name
because
Zoey?
It's close to Chloe.
Oh, so Zoey sounds like Chloe. Yeah? Awesome. All right. So what inspired the book? That's the question. I know you're already answering that question, but I want you to talk more on it. What inspired this book? Why did you feel like you wanted to write a story about Zoey's ring?
Because I do have a toy ring, and I sometimes misplace it. So I wrote this book about Zoey misplacing her ring.
Awesome. So yeah, I've read through the book. It says Zoe's ring, and Zoe misplaced her ring. And what happened when Zoe misplaced her ring? Don't tell us the whole story because we want people to be able to buy the book on Amazon and share for their kids, right? So when Zoe misplaced her ring, what's the idea? You have an adventure story in here. What was your thought? What was your line of thought about Zoe misplacing her ring and going off somewhere?
So she went off to China because she just wanted to have some fun a little, and then she came back home trying to still look for her ring.
Okay, amazing. So the whole idea of the book, thanks to all of you who have joined, kindly share and pump us some hearts. Hey, baby girl, the right mama, I see you. You're always there for your girl. And so I do see that. So based on what Chloe has just explained, this is a story about Zoe who lost her ring. She misplaced her ring and decided to take a trip to China so that she could get it off her head a little bit, but then came back home to her ring. So again, I'm so impressed with the book. I was impressed with the whole storyline. Let's chat a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit more about you, okay? But then just looking at the book, flipping through the book, coming up with the images that you see in this book, what inspired the hairstyle in this book? I see that Zoe has some really interesting hairstyles. Why? Why did you choose this character, this hairstyle for your character?
Because my mom braids my hair like that sometimes.
Oh, so you wanted Zoe to have your kind of hair, so you decided to, yeah, this is good. Zoe has amazing braids. Again, check out this book. Zoe has pretty braids. You want to see Zoe's braids in there. And that's just an epitome of who Chloe is. That's just the way her mother braids her hair now and again. So also, I also want to ask you about the colors, your choice of colors. What's your favorite color, by the way?
Pink and blue.
Pink and blue are your favorite colors, right? And has it always been pink and blue, or have you smashed someone else's color as you always do? Have these always been your favorite color? Pink and blue?
Yes.
Is blue not new? I thought it used to be pink and purple. What happened to purple?
Well,
go ahead, tell me. I want to hear what happened to the color purple.
It's kind of like blue, and blue is like the sky, my jeans. So I kind of like blue more.
Okay, look at the camera when you're talking. I mean, you kind of like blue more. I know, from the best that I can remember, you used to like purple and pink. Can I say that you started liking blue more when you had baby brothers? Did your baby brothers inspire you to like blue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but none of your baby brothers have blue as your favorite color. Do you know what Sean's favorite color is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's red and green.
Red and green. And what is Caden's favorite color?
Orange and black.
Orange and black. Okay, amazing. So you are an amazing big sister. You keep tab with your brothers and what they like. So I want you to talk a little bit about what you do at school. What's your favorite? Because I know that you are a great math student. You love, is that how your teacher calls it, math? Do they call your subject math?
Yes.
Is it math? Okay. I'm just asking, like when you do the 1 + 1 and 10 divided by all of that stuff, is that called math?
Yes.
Okay, because when I was your age, I called it arithmetic. Okay, I call it arithmetic. So go again. Again, this is a live show, so we have people who will be joining us as we go on. But hey, once in a while, I'm just gonna take a break and have you talk a little bit about yourself. You know how you always do that thing and like, hey, where is this? Go back. I see somebody asked in the comment section, how old is she? Go ahead.
I am 7 years and I'm in 1st grade.
Yep. So that's your girl. I hope you can hear her well. Yes. So Chloe is 7 years old. Yeah. The reason you see me doing things like this, my dear YCB, You Can Be Anything podcast listeners, is because these are things that we tend to not pay a lot of attention on when we have our kids, right? These kids have a lot of things that they are thinking about, things that they are writing down. Sometimes they play. You love to play with toys a lot, like a lot. And I personally stopped buying you toys because I felt like it was getting too much. And can you tell the people that are listening to us what I started getting for you instead? What was your last birthday present from me?
A Kindle.
And can you remember why I bought you a Kindle instead of buying you all those numerous Barbie toys, or what are your toys called again?
Um, yeah, Barbie.
You have Barbies and you have something else. Those are the tiny little ones. How do you call them? The ones that come in that round ball.
LOL.
LOL. That's the thing. That's it. Yeah. So I stopped getting those because I told you when I got your Kindle for your birthday, what did I tell you? Can you remember?
Never stop reading.
Thank you. Never stop reading. And I love that she remembers that. So these are little things that when I come to the You Can Be Anything podcast, I'd love for us to be able to encourage our kids to not only spend your time on social media, not social media, on YouTube, because a lot of our kids, again, I am a victim of it. Our kids spend a lot of time on YouTube. And so while they are there, the truth is that they pick up things which they can also use to create. Okay, that's my concept. That is how I look at it. I don't stop them from looking at it, but I also want to be able to call Chloe on the side once and say, hey, this particular show you keep watching, what do you learn from it? What is your takeaway from it? And I will tell that the fact that she put this story together, I just forgot the original. The manuscript of this is amazing. It is actually an A3 sheet of paper where she actually drew the story. So this story was drawn, right? So she drew the story from when Zoey lost her ring and all the way to her to China and met playing up with sheep and stuff like that. That was actually drawn, and I really feel like that was amazing. I have kept that. Her father has actually kept that. He plans to keep that, and we are looking at this, Chloe, to be your first book that is out there, which means that I'm looking forward to more books to come, right?
Yes.
Do we have a deal?
Yes.
Is that something you promise that you're never going to stop reading and you're never going to stop writing?
Yes.
Oh, right, Chloe?
Yes.
Right, Chloe?
Right.
Right, Chloe?
Right, Mommy, so.
There we go. We do this every day because if I call your name, you got to call my name, right? So this is amazing. And hey, you can find this book on Amazon. Wherever there is Amazon, you can buy this book from Amazon. So you'll find it again. To find it, you can either put Zoey's Ring by Chloe Paris Ntembo. And again, honestly, there is more to you than just a book. I know before you got to where you are today, there is something you normally say. When I say you are the princess of, you're the princess of what?
Bamuka.
Again, say it out loud. Chloe is the princess of
Bamuka.
There we go. So Chloe is the princess of Bamunka. So all you Bamunka people out there, your little princess is here, and she's come up with an amazing kids book and looking forward to your support. So let's support her, let's encourage her. When I came and told her the other day how many others she had already, she was so happy. And I'm like, hey Chloe, I'm gonna have you as a guest on my podcast. She's been at home already when I was doing, but she's been at home before when I talked to other guests. And when I told her that she was going to be a guest on my podcast, she was like, wow, all excited and wanting to be here. So it means that she's inspired. And the best way we can just continue to inspire her is to support her. So please find this book on Amazon. Get copies for your kids, get copies for your nieces and nephews, your neighbors. Get copies to charity organizations that you want to support. Again, it is a beautiful short story. And aside from that, Chloe, I also see that at the end of it, you have other things. Why do you decide to add coloring pages at the end of your book? Why this? You see, the book has some coloring pages at the end.
So kids can have fun with it.
All right.
And if this is mostly for you kids who like coloring.
Okay. So it's also for kids. It's not just about reading through the book and digesting the story, but also it has activity at the end of it. So the kids can also go ahead and do some coloring. So once they read through the book, they can color some of the books and the images. What do you have to say about the coloring images that you have behind this book? What inspired this? Where did these images come from?
It's because most of them were in the book. Some were what I like. Some are what Zoey like.
Okay, that's just right. So some of the images you'll find to be colored at the end or the back of the book are part of the story itself. So you'll find out when you're reading the story. Yeah, this is amazing. If you have any questions for Chloe, please go ahead and put in the comment section. I'm trying my best to keep tab to see that we actually ask her a few questions, okay? She is an author, so she knows what she's doing. So if you have any questions for her, please go ahead and ask her a few questions. I have heard your daddy refer to you as a teacher's assistant. Why do you think that is? Why do you like a teacher's assistant? You say you're the what in your class, something like that. Why do you think that is?
Because I'm very smart.
Should they call him as Ide, right? She says because she's very smart. And what according to you is smart, Chloe? Tell me, what is smart?
It's like when you like I'm almost the only one who
Speak out loud so people can hear you.
I'm like almost the only one in school that tries new things, learns a lot, and I'm like almost the only one who picks reading. So because I love reading, I love math, I love any subject that you can think of.
Well, the subjects that you've been taught so far, amazing. Thanks to you all for joining. I see you in the comment section. Let's talk a little bit about, again, I know that a couple of times I've asked you, and there was a day where I was talking to your daddy and your mommy, and they said, hey, you're going to be the mayor of Murfreesboro. That was so funny. And I know that one of the why this came up was because you are that one kid in class who does her exercises, you do your work, then you're willing to help the teacher with the other students, right? That is what I know that that's something that you've done before. And what makes you want to help other students after you finish? When you finish your work, why don't you just sit and play like other people would do? What makes you want to help the other kids that are still working on the exercise that the teacher has given in class?
It's because I am the smartest one in the class, and so
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. That is so sweet. It felt so sweet to hear her say that. It's because I am the smartest one in my class. You would think that assertion, self-assertion is something that we need to learn as adults. Sometimes I just agree so much with this whole concept of, hey, just be yourself, right? Know who you are and speak who you are. She just got me with that one, like because I am the smartest one. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
because some don't really get some of the answers right, so I go ahead help them get the right answers.
That's good. I'm happy. And would you say everybody in your class is a friend? Are you nice? Is everyone nice to you? Are you nice to them? Will you qualify them as your friends? Would you say that? Or do you have special friends in class? Yeah.
I don't really know that one.
She refuses to answer that one. You see, a 7-year-old who decides to defer a question. There is more to this. Not many 7-year-olds will tell you that you know about that. I'm sorry, mommy, so I'm not going to answer that one because she doesn't want to pick favorites in her class since she is the teacher's assistant and she gets to interact with everybody in her class. Amazing. How is your relationship with your baby brothers? How many baby brothers do you have?
2.
How old are they?
They are 2 and almost 5.
2 and almost 5. Amazing. And have you been a? Will you say that you've been a good big sister to them?
But sometimes I have to yell at them because they don't really listen to me.
Sometimes you have to yell. Then other times you're nice. Are you nicer to one than the other?
Mm,
Did you freeze? Are you? Or are you just nice to your baby brothers?
I'm nice.
Okay, yeah. So she's nice to both her baby brothers. That's amazing. But sometimes they don't listen to her, so she has to yell at them. Those are her words. So let me talk her. So awesome. Looking to see if there are any specific questions for Chloe. I promised her this was going to be about 25 to 30 minutes. We are hitting 25 already. So looking to see if there's any. You have a lot of people watching you, and they all think that you are smart, you are beautiful, they are proud of you, and hey, you see, your daddy just mentioned in the comment section that yes, you do help your classmates a lot, and that is amazing. You have to always help people. When, again, I love that you already have that spirit to help, and so you want to keep that, okay? But then, in light with the book, you're going to have to continue. This is not good. This is your first book, but it's not going to be your
Last book.
oh God, who gave birth to such a smart little girl? I did not expect that she would finish, that she would complete that sentence. I didn't expect her to complete that sentence, but she did. Ah, for the love of God. So please, kindly check on Amazon wherever you are, whether you're in Canada, you are in the UK, you are in the US, wherever there is Amazon, you will find this book. So please, and when you find it and you get a copy, do not hesitate. Please, again, this is a personal plea. Kindly write a review because those reviews will help those books go out there. All right. I do see. Oh, and Uncle Toride says I should tell you, dear Chloe, you are a smart little girl. What can I do as a parent to help my kids be as smart as you? What do you think? What can you tell that person that's asking the question? His name is Toride. What can he do as a parent to help his kids be as smart as Chloe is?
Like sometimes get them to work a little, but if they don't want to, just let them be. Make sure they're happy with it. Just be a good parent.
You heard? Oh, okay. This is amazing. I hope that you heard that. Toride, please confirm that you heard. I don't know why I feel like she's low. Maybe it's because Soso Babes is always very loud, right? I don't know if I feel like she's low, but she has a mic. I hope that people can hear her, right? So, okay, again, what you want to repeat what you said? You want to say, what you said about you're telling another parent, right, that has a 7-year-old, what can they tell their kids so that the kids can be like you? They will be inspired to do stuff like this too.
Sometimes read, but if they don't want to do it, just let them be. But if you make them have to do it, just be kind of nice, okay?
Okay. Oh, you already confirmed that you can hear. Okay, you heard very well. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know why I feel like she's slow, but she has a mic. All right. That's her advice to your parents and stuff. And what will you tell your other kids, right? So this is a kid-friendly show. This is a kind of show that it's okay for. I can call parents can call their kids to come say, hey, there is this girl on Facebook on podcast, and you want them to they want their kids to listen. So if there are other kids about your age listening to us today, what do you want to tell them?
I am glad that you're here. I'm happy that you joined.
Okay. And about what do you think you can tell them, especially when it comes to encouraging them that they can actually, that ideas like this can be materialized? So what was it like for you? What advice? I don't know if that's a serious, if that's a real, if that's a, you understand big words. What advice? You know what advice is, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. What advice do you have for them if they want to become an author like you? What do you have to say to your age mates that will happen to watch this?
Maybe put some things that you have at home together. Like, do whatever you want, make it happen.
Would you say you made this book happen? Would you give yourself accolades for making the effort for this book to be real? Would you say that you made it happen? Do you feel like you put in the work that you needed to put in for this book to be a successful book?
Yes.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. So you're encouraging your friends, your age mates to pick up ideas from things around the house because your own idea came from one of those toy rings that you have, right? As a result of that toy ring, or you developed a story based on a toy that you have. And so you're encouraging other kids that they can also come up with amazing stories, right? Use your imagination. Most of this story is a part of your imagination because I remember I asked you, like, why China? Why she? Why all of these things? And you did explain to me that that was your line of thought. That's what you were thinking about that moment, and you wanted the book to be in that light. And so, again, use what you have around you. Write stories based on your surroundings, based on what you already have. You don't need to go get something new in order to be able to write a book or a story. So that's Chloe's advice. Oh yes, every idea in the book, every scene in this book is Chloe's original idea. Like I was blown away. So I was very impressed with her when she brought this up. I was like, this is great. I will do my best together with her parents to see that this actually goes through. And today I'm happy that the book is live on Amazon. She has a few copies that she will share with her friends at school. And then looking forward to your support as you watch her. Is there anything else you want to add? We are 3 minutes to the end of our show. And again, in case any question comes up, oh, thank you for loving. Yeah, in case anything comes up, any questions, please let us know. But before we close the show, is there anything else you would love to share? Is there anything you wanted to talk about that Mommy So has not spoken about?
So, are you like ready or inspired? If you're inspired or anything, go ahead, try on a piece of paper. And I added to erase sometimes, so it's better to use a pencil as your
Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
as so you can first try on a piece of paper, and then like I did, and then you can see what you can do. I also added some stuff in it that I didn't put on this piece of paper. So you can go ahead and do that too.
Awesome. So the whole idea is being able to scribble your thoughts in pencil because things can change, right? Did I get that right? So you used the pencil because there were certain things that as time went on, you were able to make changes on the piece of paper. So you're advising or you're recommending that if anyone was thinking of something that they want to do, they should use a pencil so that they can erase and correct and fix as they go on. Is that correct?
Yes.
Anything else?
It's $12.
Okay, so that is the price of the book. I thought you were advising people, but you're telling them the price of your book, Mama. Okay, she's also a good mark. She's not only an author, she's also a marketer. She's selling her book. Awesome, that's great. So if we do not have any more questions in the comment section, I want to give a huge shout out to Chloe's parents, Do you want to speak out your names?
Learn it, and Charlene.
Awesome. Leonard and Charlene, you people have done an amazing job with this little girl. She is amazing. She is smart and she knows it, right? She is smart and she knows it. And she uses it right because she helps her friends in class. She thinks of ideas. She writes a book that we can put out there for other kids to be inspired. And so, in as much as this is your idea, it's also a way to encourage other kids that they can do this too, right? So, a big shout out to you, Leonard and Charlene. You people have done a great job. Keep doing a great job as you bring up this, my princess of
Bamuka.
Princess of Bamunka, the one and only Princess of Bamunka. So, shout out to all our Ndop people, especially the Bamunka people. One of yours is the youngest author in the family. So, I want to thank you all so much for joining us. This again, yes, you sure can be anything, right? This is a You Can Be Anything podcast. And this is Chloe. She is our young author. And I'm so happy that you all joined and it was interactive. I see all your comments. Toride, shout out to you. Ntembo LG, that is Chloe's father. Shout out to you. Melogis TV, shout out to you, sweetheart. The Roy Mama Show, I saw you. I did see, again, I cannot see everybody. I can look at the one. Silum Senorita, I see you all. Thank you so much for joining. This has been an amazing piece. I also saw, hey, Auntie Rose. Auntie Rose was watching us as well. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Roomsy Arts, thank you for joining. Hilda Cho, your Auntie Hilda was watching. You want to give a shout out to all the people that are watching you? It's at the end of the show. Let me not steal your show as I know how to do it. So go ahead. I've got all the names that of the people, I guess there are some names that you know, right? I see Charlene Chen watching. I see Ivy. I see Hildan Cho. I see Ntembo Leonard. I see Uncle Charlie. So give a shout. Say something to the people that are watching you.
Thank you for watching.
You're messing with your mic, man. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you for watching my aunties and uncles. And you, Mommy and Daddy.
Awesome. This is great. So we've come to the end of the show today. This was today's goal. I wanted Leo or Charlene, can you please put the Amazon link on the chat? I was hoping that if one of you put it, I can pin it. Right? Sometimes it's hard for people to go and search, but if we put that link, so just copy the link on Amazon and put it in the chat, and I can pin your comment. So that again, this is going to be the US link. But for those of you in the UK, Canada, wherever in the world that there you go. Thank you. Wherever you world that has Amazon, you should be able to find it. So let me wait for that link and I post it. My interview is done, ma'am. Why are you still here? You have something more to share?
No.
Okay, good. Let me pin that comment. Awesome. Come, let me thank you for your show. So I want to thank you so much for accepting to be a guest on my podcast. I want to thank you so much for being the smart little girl you are. I also want to thank you so much for listening, right? For listening. There was some listening needed to be done. And hey, parents out there, we got to be patient with these little ones. One thing for sure is that they have a mind of their own. They know what they want, but we have to guide them, right? You know for sure that when you were writing this book, we had some tears. Is that true? Is that right or wrong? Right? Because I had to, we spoke to you and you were like, hey, you said this is your idea, and we said, okay, Chloe, this is your idea, this is your original idea, but this is what we think, this is how we can make it just in a way that will be more digestible for kids, because this person truly she is super smart, right? But at the same time, she's writing something for kids that might be younger than her. So it was a bit of a not a challenge per se, but had to do a little bit of tweaking for her to understand that not every kid that is reading that book at that moment is as smart as her. So she needed to like calm down a little bit, mellow a bit. So it was a little bit here and there. She cried a bit when we told her that, hey, if you put it like that, you as Chloe, you understand it. But if you want kids that are younger than you to be able to understand it, we need to do it this way. So again, the reason I brought this up is just so that as parents, we need to be patient with these little ones. We need to be able to say, hey, I know that this is how you think. I appreciate the way you think. I acknowledge it. But what do you think of it this? Why do you think of it this way? What about we go this way? So we had to do a lot of that with her in order to be able to come to a level ground and get this book out there. So again, that's why I want to thank you for listening. I know that the listening came with some tears, but that is okay. That is life, right? Because in life, it's okay to cry sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'm happy that you listened. I'm happy that it was a whole day to put this together. You spend the time, a whole day, like in putting the book together itself, but writing the story took you some time. But I love that you put in the work, you were dedicated, and today your book is out on Amazon, and I am proud of you. Okay? Mommy So is proud of you. All right? Okay? And you're gonna keep writing. And what did I say? This is your first book, but it is not.
You're my last book.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to more publications from you. All right?
Okay.
Love you, Chloe.
Thank you,
Amazing. Now you can go. Take your books. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Again, I needed to do this and to let you know that Chloe's book is out there on Amazon. You can go check on it. And hey, it's always amazing when we can work with our kids and see them succeed. And even when they are failing, we stand there and support them. Okay? And also know that we need to be patient with them because sometimes they just want to go their way and it can be challenging to us parents too sometimes. Sometimes we got to swallow our egos. It was not the best thing. I remember there was a word she used in that book, and I recommended that she changes it to something else. And she was like, Mommy, so everybody knows the meaning of this word. But based on my understanding of life, there are some kids that will probably not know that word. So it was a good process. It was an amazing time working with Chloe and her parents. And today I'm happy that the book is out. So now calling on to you to please support her book. Find her on Amazon. Once you get the book and you go through it, please leave her a beautiful review and give her 5 stars. Okay. Thanks again. And I'm going to let you go. It was not about Soso Babes today. It was about Chloe Paris. So thanks again. And let's continue to be good to each other. We truly can be anything we want to be. All we need to do is put in the work, trust the process, and make sure that we do not procrastinate a lot. Take the time, instead of procrastinating, spend that time to put the first hour into whatever project it is that you're doing. Thank you again, and I remain your one and only Soso Babes. Have a good night. Bye-bye.